We're going to go back on the record in 2020 CR 0291, State versus Eduardo Escalera. So, Mr. Escalera, have you had a chance to think about what you would like to do?
Yes, ma'am. It's a SafeP program, and it's for the 3 to 6 month aftercare program. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So,
Tends to be extended as well.
yes. So, Mr. Escalera, but you're going to be extended, but it's going to end up being a guilty verdict. So I'm going to find you guilty.
I have a question. Okay, the 2 years is gonna be extended 2 years. Is it gonna be running?
Welcome back to Judge Point, the channel where real courtroom moments come alive with clarity and insight. In today's case, we step into a tense hearing, 2020 CR 0291, State versus Eduardo Escalera. As the judge asks whether Escalera has considered his options, he reveals his willingness to enter a safe program, hoping it will guide him toward sobriety. What begins as a routine exchange soon unravels into questions about probation, drug history, and personal responsibility. Subscribe now to Judge Point so you never miss another powerful courtroom story.
When I'm in SafeP, like let's say if I get out in a year, I just have 1 more year left, or does it?
I don't understand your question.
I think your question is, you'll be on probation
Okay.
or you're in SafeP.
Okay.
Okay, that probation, as we talked, is going to continue to run until the end, and part of that will be at SafeP.
Okay.
So when you get done with SafeP, you still have probation to go.
Okay.
You got that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So this is what the court is going to do. And I think this is really in your best interest as far as
Eduardo Escalera confirms his decision. He's ready for a rehabilitation program, known as SafeP, which lasts between 3 and 6 months. The judge makes it clear. While this program may help, the legal reality remains harsh. Escalera will face a guilty verdict. The courtroom quiets as Escalera hesitates, asking how probation overlaps with his treatment. His uncertainty shows a man caught between punishment and hope for change. The judge firmly explains probation runs throughout, even during SafeP, leaving no room for misunderstanding.
becoming clean and sober, because I think everybody can agree you have a drug problem. And if that problem is not solved, then we're going to be right back here. And I'm taking in consideration that the fact that you want help and all of the allegations appear to be drug related. So the court is going to find you guilty. Just 1 moment. Does anybody want to speak to an underlying? Because I'm finding him guilty, but
Right.
I'm going to grant him, I'm going to place him on regular probation.
The judge emphasizes the purpose of this ruling: rehabilitation. Everyone in the room acknowledges Escalera's drug problem lies at the heart of his criminal behavior. Without treatment, the cycle will continue. Escalera listens as the court explains the consequences. Guilt will be recorded, probation will follow, and sobriety is non-negotiable. Yet, within these words lies a measure of compassion. The system is not only punishing him, but also offering a structured chance at recovery, balancing accountability with an opportunity for redemption.
Sentence you to 4 years in the prison, suspended and probated. How long are you all asking for a term?
We'll follow probation's recommendation
For the length.
for the length of 2 years, yes.
But that's for 2 years probation.
2 years probation, 4 years prison probation for 2 years.
All right, so this is what the court is thinking. There's a wait time for SafeP. And then that's 9 months. Then you have the aftercare for about 3 months.
It's my experience, it's been about 3 months.
So the court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison. The court is going to suspend and probate it for 4 years.
The state and defense clash over sentencing. Defense requests the minimum, 2 years probation, believing Escalera deserves the chance to rebuild if drugs no longer control his life. The prosecution, however, pushes for a harsher underlying sentence of 4 years in prison. The tension reveals a system struggling between punishment and rehabilitation. Ultimately, the judge sides with balance, a 4-year prison sentence, suspended and probated. Escalera will walk a tightrope of freedom, his future hanging on strict compliance and the success of his recovery.
Just one moment.
So I'm gonna go to safety then?
Yeah, you're going to be going to safety. You're going to remain in custody until safety accepts you.
Okay,
There is going to be a $1,500 fine. That will be probated. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. There's to be proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Escalera, visibly anxious, asks about protective orders. The judge confirms he cannot have contact with Vanessa Pena or Vanessa Vasquez, names tied to past conflicts. The court underlines this restriction as non-negotiable. Escalera's face reflects frustration and confusion, but the order stands firm. For him, it's another layer of isolation, removing connections that once defined his personal life. Yet for the judge, it's about protection and accountability. Every condition imposed draws a sharp line. Escalera must focus solely on recovery, not relationships.
There's to be no contact with, I think this is Vanessa Pena.
yes.
And she's also Vanessa Vasquez, is that correct?
I don't know who Vanessa Vasquez is.
They say that's a girlfriend.
No, it's Yvette Vasquez, used to be my girlfriend.
All right. Probation, there's to be no contact with Vanessa Pena or Vanessa Vasquez.
The courtroom details stack up. A $1,500 fine, probated. Mandatory random drug tests. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. Escalera faces 200 hours of community service, which may be reduced through parenting classes and attending sober meetings, 90 in 90 days. Each condition serves a dual purpose: punishment for past actions and structure for a better future. Yet behind these mandates lies a warning. Failure to comply means harsher penalties, even prison. Escalera's path is clear, but undeniably steep.
There's to be,
Your Honor, there's no Vanessa Vasquez. I don't know.
okay, well, then you won't know one, right? Okay. There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Again, you're going to complete this parenting class. Once the parenting classes are completed, 100 hours of community service restitution will deem satisfied. And the court is going to order 90 sober meetings in 90 days. For each completed sober meeting, that would count for 1 hour community service restitution.
A critical restriction arises. Escalera cannot live with minors or have unsupervised contact with them. Confused, he asks why. The judge answers with a piercing analogy. Would he trust someone battling drug addiction to babysit his children? The answer reveals the court's reasoning. Until Escalera proves sobriety, supervised contact only will be allowed. The judge's words cut deep, exposing the gap between Escalera's intentions and the court's responsibility to protect vulnerable lives. It's a sobering reminder that actions ripple far beyond the defendant.
There's going to be field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. There's to be no residing with minors until further notice. And no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. Probation, is there anything else?
Honor, I believe that he was ordered to complete the BIP program. Did we?
Okay, you're correct. So, and there's to be the BIPP course.
The defendant seeks clarity. Can his girlfriend supervise visits with his children? The judge quickly rules it out. Experience has taught the court that involving girlfriends or boyfriends creates unnecessary conflict with the children's mother. Instead, supervision must come from trusted relatives, like grandparents. Escalera presses, but the judge stands firm, prioritizing stability over convenience. This exchange underscores a painful truth. While Escalera longs for family connections, the court refuses to gamble with the well-being of his children. The boundaries remain strict.
And there's to be he's to remain in custody until transferred to safety.
Is there also gonna be an affirmative finding?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, wait, no.
No, there isn't, because this is,
Yes.
yes,
You don't have a question?
yes.
That minor thing, why is that? Like, I can't see my children?
No, you can see them, but as long as they're supervised, let me explain to you the reason why I do that. And I can explain that to you best by asking you a question.
Mhm.
All right, it's obvious you have a drug problem, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's assume,
Conditions expand further. Escalera must complete a BEP course, undergo field visits, and remain in custody until accepted into Safe P community service hours can be reduced through active participation in sobriety programs, but the expectations are overwhelming. As details mount, Escalera's silence grows heavier. Each requirement places a test before him, a structure meant to heal, but equally capable of crushing him if he falters. The courtroom atmosphere shifts, no longer just about law, but about whether change is truly possible.
I have an attack of conscience and I tell you, hey, I'm thankful that you want to hire me for this job, but there's something you need to know about me. I'm supposed to do UAs. I haven't been doing them. I have a drug problem. I don't have it under control, but please trust me with your children. Would you do that?
No.
And see, that's where you are right now. It's not where you're going to end up if you follow through on everything. So for the time being, if you're going to have contact with your children, it needs to be supervised.
Can my girlfriend count as like my?
You'll need to talk to probation. They will say who should be supervising. And your girlfriend, is she the mother of your children?
No.
Escalera's frustration peaks as he asks about seeing his children. The judge explains again, supervised visits only. The reasoning is clear. Trust must be rebuilt through sobriety and consistency. A heartfelt analogy drives the point home, comparing Escalera to a babysitter who admits to having an uncontrolled drug problem. The courtroom quiets, and Escalera has no choice but to nod in reluctant agreement. This exchange reveals the heart of the case, protecting innocent lives while giving Escalera a guarded chance at redemption.
Then that's not a good idea. And let me explain to you why that's not a good
But I
idea.
have a protective order against the mother of my children.
No, I understand, but let me just tell you why that's not a good idea. My experience in doing civil cases, because I've done civil cases too, where there's a blow up, when somebody wants their girlfriend to supervise a pickup of their children or supervise their children. Usually the mother of those children don't appreciate that. Same way, if the mother of your children said, you know what, let me let my boyfriend supervise. You would be like, I don't want your boyfriend supervising my children. I don't know him that well, right? So that's probably not a good thing. So maybe your mother, their grandmother, or somebody else, or grandfather, you understand?
Well, on her side?
The sentencing becomes official. 4 years in prison, suspended, replaced with 4 years probation. Escalera must comply with every requirement: employment, sobriety, classes, restrictions. The judge highlights one more safeguard: GPS monitoring. Partial fees are waived, but Escalera will remain under close watch, his freedom tethered by technology. This decision reflects caution. Too often, individuals relapse after leaving rehab. The judge aims to protect both the community and Escalera from repeating old mistakes. It is freedom, yes, but freedom under constant surveillance.
Because
Whomever.
on my side, I don't.
Probation will figure that out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Probation, is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, counsel, let me see.
As the hearing nears its end, Escalera learns his case will transfer to Webb County after Safe P. The judge hands over his trial court certification, ensuring Escalera understands his rights or lack thereof. By waiving his right to appeal, Escalera closes the door to further challenges. The court reminds him, as a convicted felon, he can no longer possess weapons. These warnings strike with finality, leaving Escalera to absorb the full weight of his decisions. The outcome is binding and unchangeable.
State and defense, I'm sorry, counsel. I'm proceeding with the same conditions he had when he was on deferred adjudication. The only addition is the safety. So I'm going to do GPS partial, waive fees, so you won't have to pay for it, and it's for employment. I've discovered that when people come directly from rehab and they have all this freedom, usually they fall off track. So once you're released from safety,
The judge delivers a final warning, one that cuts through legal formality. Escalera must be honest with himself and his children. Half-hearted attempts will only hurt them more. Do well. Do it right, the judge insists, urging him to break the cycle and choose consistency. The courtroom feels less like a legal battleground and more like a stern intervention. Escalera stands at a crossroads. One path leads back to prison, the other to redemption. The choice is entirely his.
transfer to Webb County upon completion of safety. All right, so transfer to Webb County. All right, here's your trial court certification. This is your chance.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand? And if you have no intention of completing this, just tell me now. Don't be involved in your children's life, because each time you come in and out of their life, it sort of hurts them. You
No, I'm
understand?
gonna complete it.
All right, so
Yeah,
do
but-
well, do it, all right? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel.
The hearing closes, but its weight lingers. Escalera leaves with strict probation, endless conditions, and one final chance to rebuild. The judge's words echo sobriety, responsibility, family. This case captures the delicate balance of justice, punishment, and compassion working side by side. For Escalera, the verdict is not an ending, but a test of endurance. Will he rise above his past or fall again? Only time will tell. If you found this case powerful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Judge Point. Stay tuned for more gripping courtroom stories.